That should be the name of
Right?
the actual podcast. Like,
What should be the name? What?
I wasn't born to live and die in Texas.
I'm here at a bar called St. Felix, where a group known as the Blue Collar Post Collective comes together, and people from the post-production industry network, communicate, trade cards, find some insight about this mystic bubble that is the post-production industry in Los Angeles.
Babe, open the door and start your new life. Oh, your new life.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Chris here at the meeting of the Blue Collar Post Collective. The group here comes together, and it's different people from different persuasions of the post-production industry. It was good to meet these like-minded individuals in the post environment. You should probably check them out if you're someone in the post industry. If you have any questions about what kind of job you're trying to get into, what your peers are doing, because this is an environment that's a collected environment. You don't meet other either post VAs or editors and feel threatened because everyone's trying to get the same job. Actually, it is a great collective that we come here, we collaborate, we share ideas, we share our different stories and our background of what we do to get into the industry. In a sense, it's good because it's nice to have a little cushion when, for example, when I graduated out of college, I got my BA in film, and I didn't know from that point what to do in post because, as I keep saying, the greater Los Angeles area is this mystic cloud in the industry, and no two editors has the same backstory. When you come together, you meet editors, and you realize everybody has some form of a transition in their life that inspired them to come to LA, and some people have gotten a gig. So it's great to mingle, to network, to see the stories and hear what everyone has to say. I'm here with Kevin, who's going to tell me about his transition from New York to LA in post. So, hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Good, I'm good. My main transition from New York to LA was not so much professional, it was more lifestyle. I just wanted a different lifestyle. So I came here for the weather, of course, and the relaxed atmosphere, and just get out of the chaos in New York. It just happened there was a lot of film and video here, too.
So what inspired you to get into post?
In the post? Originally, and I was a little bit misled, but originally I thought, the editor sort of tells the story and creates the story and becomes the savior. And I think it was that way at one point for me, but I think over the years that role has changed a little bit.
And how did you hear about Blue Collar Post Collective?
I think I heard about Blue Collar Post from one of my friends who's here who I go to a lot of events with and network. I think he told me about it.
Right on. And is there any advice you can give to up-and-coming editors or people that have no idea about the industry that just show up and trying to figure out as they go along?
Try another career. Honestly, it's a combination of a lot of stuff. I think the biggest thing is meeting people. Knowing people and meeting people and getting to know people, because no matter how skilled you are and creative you are, you really have to know people to at least give you an introduction. So it's a combination of your talent, but it's really your networking skills too.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Okay, I'm also here with Scott.
It's going to be trouble.
Scott's going to be trouble here. How are we doing, Scott?
Hi, great. How you doing?
Great. So what inspired your transition between before post-production and after?
I was in the Army for like 10 years. I used to shoot people for a living, and now I shoot people for a living.
So...
We need some more...
yeah, we're going to work... And by shoe, we mean, filming, of course.
You want to be serious?
I'm just trying to work around that. So what do you do in post?
I work generally as an assist, or as a visual effects artist, editor.
And was that like an easy thing to get into?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Was that like an easy thing to get into?
Surprisingly, it was an easy thing to get into. You hear the phrase and the word nepotism. That's not how it worked out for me. But it was very similar to that. I walked into this interview when I first moved to California, and the bloke that interviewed me was from Britain, and he happened to have been in the Her Majesty's Royal Army. I happen to have served my citizenship in the United States Army, and we kind of went that route. He said, oh, you were in the United States Army, I was in Her Majesty's Army, and we made that connection. He said, look, anybody can be trained to push a button, but not anybody can be trained to be, someone I want to work with. And he was willing to take me under his wing and train me to do that.
Right on. And how did you hear about Blue Collar Post Collective?
There was a group in New York called the Blue Collar Post Collective, and I had been seeing these people on Facebook, and I said, look, those blokes look like they're having a really good time. We don't have one of those in Los Angeles, and I thought it was something that we should bring out here. So I reached out to them and said, hey, do you guys want to bring that out to Los Angeles? And they said, actually, we're in the process of working on it.
Right on. And let me see here. Let me think. And do you have any advice for people that are coming in the post-production industry?
So the literal advice that everyone would give you is to find another career. However, I look at it post-production as, do you enjoy challenges? And by challenges, I mean ice skating uphill. It sounds a bit silly when you hear it, and it even sounds a bit silly when you say it. Things are rapidly changing. But the one thing that'll never change is the human element. A monkey can push a button, but a monkey cannot be friendly. So you need to meet the people that you're going to work with. I got into this thinking, oh, everybody wants to be a director. Everybody wants to be an actor. I'm like one of like 7 people that want to be an editor. Then I moved to Los Angeles, and I'm one of like 700 people that wants to be an editor, and nobody wants to be a director or an actor. Your technical skills, they don't matter. If you know your onions, it doesn't matter. But you need to be able to relate to people on that human element. So my advice, hopefully you can edit this because you're an editor.
I would hope so.
My advice would be to make sure that not only do you know how to tell a story, but you know how to relate with people on a human element. And ice skating uphill is going to be a fact of your life, and don't let a challenge discourage you from continuing to progress forward.
Perfect. Right on. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Zora Arnold. I came from Austin, Texas about 3 months ago, and I'm looking for work as an assistant editor, post PA, something of that nature, vault manager, logger. Yeah.
So have you had experience doing that before?
Yes, I was an assistant editor on a documentary, feature length. It was a 3D documentary called Canine Soldiers. It was a documentary about military working dogs who go out to the Middle East, and they sniff out the bombs so that they don't hurt people, basically.
And what inspired you to jump from Texas all the way to California?
Well, I'd lived in Austin for about 13 years, and Austin's a great town, but I needed a change, and LA is the mecca of film, so I figured this was a good place to go. And when I finally got the opportunity to go, I jumped at it. So, Austin's great, but it wasn't for me long term in terms of the span of my life, and I think California is.
And how did you hear about Blue Collar Collective?
I believe I found it on Facebook.
So as far as how hard was it for you to make the decision to move, or what was really behind that decision? Okay, I have to be in California for this.
I would say that if I could have moved as soon as I graduated from UT, I would have. So there was no thought. I mean, I miss my loved ones back there, but I was not meant to live and die in Texas. So it was not a thought in my brain. It was as soon as I could afford to move out here, I did.
Okay, last question. In-N-Out or Whataburger?
Oh, In-N-Out.
Woo! There we go. A true transplant. Round of applause. So those interviews that you just heard are prime examples of the Blue Collar Post Collective. Individuals that come here to mix, network, mingle, to find people in their persuasion of the industry. They come together, they talk, they have a couple ideas. Some people who are brand new to the industry then have some kind of picture painted on what they need to do and what kind of resources they need to find. So most importantly, it demystifies the greater Los Angeles area as this mystic cloud where you want to try to get in a post and it's just not possible because you have no resources or no sense of guidance or beacon. That's what this group's all about. Blue Collar Post Collective, they meet on a monthly basis, so check their Facebook out. Once again, that is Blue Collar Post Collective. This is Chris with Eric signing off.
And start your new life once more.
If you'll feed us.
A couple of words.
Thank you. And that's a wrap.